This is the Sanwa JLF, the gold standard. What you're currently looking at is the model that I just refurbished. We're going to do a quick cleaning on this. You're going to see that the bottom gate right there is from the Auto DIY kit. I'll go more into about it at the end of the video. Let's begin. Alright, so we're going to start with our flathead screwdriver, and we're going to plant it at the bottom of the base right there. Just screw off the ball top, and you see it spins freely. Now, this is how you remove the joystick from the case, and this should be the first step that you should do when removing it to clean it up the way I am right now. The next tool that you're going to need to dismantle the JLF is a small pick, something like this. Put that to the side, and we're going to start by popping off the gate. You just pinch the little clips right there, and then it pops right off. You know, if it's your first time, it's going to take a little effort, but it should be easy peasy with some patience. Alright, next up, you just remove the PCB. This is what it looks like. Pretty old, but still looks brand new. We're gonna put that to the side. Alright, now you see this is the JLF body, shaft, pivot, and everything else put together with the spring. And we're gonna just take it apart one by one. So we're gonna start with the E-clip. You just push down on the actuator. You just slip the pick right there in between the grooves. Be very careful, that pops right out. And you just keep your finger held on the actuator. If you don't, it'll turn into a little slingshot. Use a little demonstration. You don't want that to happen. You lose an actuator that way, and then you're spending more time playing where's my part versus actually cleaning the joystick lever. So that's the actuator. That is by Kowal, the 1mm oversized actuator. Now, as you see, just pull the shaft from the body, and that's the pivot. We're gonna clean that up real good later. And just put that to the side. This is your standard JLF shaft. This is the spring base. Be very careful with this next step. You just grab the same pick you used to take out the E-clip, and then you just pinch it in the edge of the washer right here very gently, and it should just pop right out. Put that to the side. And for me, I like to use a P2 Phillips head screwdriver to take the mounting plate off the base. Now, I've done this before, so it's much easier for me to remove the plate from the base of the joystick. When you get a TE, usually it has some kind of red glue at the bottom of it, and it makes it a little tight to unscrew. Just take your time with it, and you don't want to strip these. You don't want to strip the fasteners on this joystick body. Granted, you could buy replacements, but you're just trying to clean it. You know, you don't want to break it in the process. After that, the screw should just fall right out. And dismantling is complete. That's the mounting plate that came with the JLF, and this is the JLF body. Okay, now that we got the Sanwa completely dismantled, what we're going to do next is we're going to peel off the top of the micro switches you see right here. We're going to clean the insides. You just get a flathead screwdriver and lightly pry off the top like so. Be very gentle. And this is what the micro switch looks like on the inside. So we're just gonna take our time and do it with all 4 micro switches for each directional input. And just another quick look, we're going to clean the contacts with this. Now normally I would say just use some isopropyl alcohol. I'm actually completely out of that at the moment, so I'm going to use a solution called Deoxit. It is a deoxidizing solution that you can just put over the contacts inside the micro switch, and it'll clean it up just right for you. This will help mitigate the misinputs that I was experiencing with this specific lever. And we're just gonna take our time and then, just paint over the contacts. Well, not paint, but, apply the solution over the micro switches on the inside. We're just gonna take our time with this. And okay, here's a little demonstration of what it looks like when you press down on the switch. You see the contacts right there pressing down at the end. You just make sure you clean that real well, and you should be back in working order. Now for the lids, they are keyed in, so if you're a dim dum like me, you'll sit there and press down and then realize you have to flip it. You can't mess this part up. It's definitely just keyed in, and you just have to match the mounting holes and then just press down and it'll click right back into place. You do this for all 4 micro switches. Alright, next up we're just going to clean all of the small specific parts that make the JLF what it is. We're going to grab the washer, the pivot, and the spring base, and the actuator and body. Get ourselves a nice little cloth, and then just give everything a nice little rub down. You're going to clean out the old grease from the grooves of the body of the joystick. This is the best part, where you grab like your pick or another flathead screwdriver, real small, and then just dig inside the grooves right there where you see the old grease. Very meticulous, just take your time with this. Basic maintenance of your Sanwa JLF will extend the lifespan of it. As you can see, this one lasted me about 11 years before I had to clean it. Which is, honestly, I would say you should clean it every 2 years, or every year during heavy use. If you play every day, it's definitely something that you should keep up on. Okay, after you get everything all wiped down and nice, the next thing that we're gonna do is grab our Shinetsu grease. You can buy this at multiple arcade shops online. Very good. The small vial will cost you about 25 cents, 50 cents. Or you can buy like a tube. I believe it's for like $5. Yeah, you have to look around. Now you just grab the Shinetsu grease, apply it to a Q-tip, and just swirl it around a couple times. Put some on the bottom of the base right there where the washer is gonna go. You don't have to go crazy with the grease. A dab will do it. You don't have to have a crazy amount. Now you notice that when you apply the grease, you'll grab some old grease too. So you're also cleaning off the old grease with the new grease. So it's a win-win. All right, you just put your washer back on, and then the spring base. And then when I put joysticks together, I like to put the spring first. I'll fumble with the pivot for a second, and then I'll put it together like so. Then just put it on a firm spot. Same thing when removing the E-clip, you just have to press down on the actuator. As you can see, this has a 2-pound spring, so it's a little bit stiffer than normal. But you just grab the E-clip and you slot it right there. Now if you slot it, it'll just stay like that, and you just have to grab some needle nose pliers and then clip it on. This is my preferred method. Other people use different methods. Just make sure you get a firm grip. And then you should hear it clip on and then be secure. Then we're gonna put the PCB back on the joystick, and instead of the standard square gate that comes with the Sanwa JLF, I am gonna grab the Auto DIY. I have a rounded square gate on the original Sanwa for many reasons. I have an oversized actuator, so I get to my inputs faster, and I have less of a dead zone. But my main caveat about why this gate is better is that it's one solid piece. So with having it one solid piece, you don't have any missing energy put on the gate in any awkward directions when you're going for directional or full circular inputs or anything like that. The wear and tear is not as easy to notice. I don't know how to describe it. Anywho, fumbling aside, you can see this is the cleaned up and refurbished Sanwa JLF. Always remember, when you put it back on the case, you grab the flathead screwdriver and you just tighten it back up, and you just test it out, you know? Do a little wave dash.